Right, you lot, and in my time on YouTube, I have garnered this notion, this idea that I hate holidays. That I'm just YouTube's answer to the Grinch who goes around popping balloons and stealing candy from babies and just hates all fun. Not true. It all started when back in 2021, Jesus, that was 5 years ago, I did a video on Halloween and talked about the dog standards, how crap it is. Number 4 is tacky and overpriced. Amount of money wasted yearly on Halloween decorations for one night only to take them down in the morning. It's useless. And then I followed it up in 2022. Video on Easter. Why did they call it Good Friday? Jesus must be bloody livid. Right, Jesus, we've decided, because you're really famous and that, to name a date after you. Right, now what have you called it? We've decided to call it Good Friday. Are you having a laugh? Shame on my name! How dare you! But I've never praised any holidays. I've only ever said bad things. So what I thought I'd do today was take 20 holidays that we celebrate in the UK and grade them on a tier, which ones are good, which ones are terrible, and which ones have no impact whatsoever. Let's go over the tiers. First tier is legendary. The clues in the name. I love it. It's great. 9 times out of 10, it will be good every year round when it shows up. Then we got has its moments. Like, you know, there may be a couple drawbacks I have with the holiday, but as a whole, it's good. Waste of time. I'm not pulling my hair out over the existence of this holiday, but at the same time, I think I'd rather just like have a normal day, and it might as well be a normal day for me. And then finally we got dreadful. It just bin it off the map. That may be insensitive because some of these holidays do actually have meaning that I'm just going to get off, but this is my very personal experience, right? So first is Easter. Look, you know my views on Easter. I think Easter's doing too much and not enough at the same time. It's like the light mode of Christmas. It's like people... I'll probably say it's very underwhelming. Easter eggs, you might as well just buy a chocolate bar. 9 times out of 10 it will be better. I think no one above the age of 10, unless of course you're religious, because there's that whole element of it. That of course doesn't apply to me. Unless you're religious, I don't think anyone over the age of like 11 should enjoy Easter, because it's just dull. You got all this stuff that they chuck in, bonnets, eggs, bunnies, chickens, and it's just like, no. I think I'd rather do anything else on Easter, and I didn't even celebrate it this year. I'm going to put Easter in the dreadful tier. I've got Good Friday to go on with Easter. Good Friday. Good Friday I've never been able to comprehend. So because of that, I'm going to put it in dreadful as well. Now, my problem with Good Friday, I already did this bit in my Easter video 4 bloody years ago, and I still hold by this view. I don't get why they called it Good Friday. It's the day that Jesus died. How was that good? I've never got it. And also, it's a mink day where like nothing happens. What is the point of Good Friday? So I'm going to have to say it's dreadful. Okay, now we've got Mother's Day. Now I do stand by the view that if you're only spending 1 day a year where you're being nice to your mum, you're questionable as a child. I'm sorry, right? Because every day should be Mother's Day, really. But I'm not going to say it's a dreadful day. You know, it has its moments. I think it's nice to, you know, show affection to someone who done so much for you in your life, you know. You need appreciation, they don't always get it, so I'm going to say it has its moments. Okay, Father's Day I'm also going to put in has its moments, because I do agree in equal rights, equality and all that, so Father's Day similarly, you should be nice to your dad more than 1 day a year, and if you're not, you need to question yourself as a child, but again, it has its moments. Next we've got Pancake Day. I've just realised like how funny it is that a lot of these holidays have a Christian background to it, right? Pancake Day, we all know the story, Lent. You went to give something up for like 30 days until Easter, like Jesus did when he was in a desert or something trying to start. I've never read the Bible clearly, but people just tag along with it, even if they're atheists. They're just like, oh, I like pancakes. Let's buy them for 1 day a year, then never buy them again, just because it's a thing people do. It's weird how the human brain works. We just decide, oh, it's Pancake Day, I'm allowed to have a pancake. Just buy pancakes if you want, but I wouldn't say it's a waste of time because you get free pancakes, so I'm going to say it has its moments. We've got May Day. Okay, comment to me one thing you've ever done to celebrate May Day that was brilliant. What's the best thing that ever happened on May Day? If you can, no one can remember it. It's dreadful because it's like, okay, it's a bank holiday, so you can't do anything. It's listed as a holiday. I've not included every bloody bank holiday, but I just wanted to point that basically May Day and all bank holidays are dreadful. What's the point? Okay, you get a day off, and then it's over, and then it's back to normal. Exciting. Alright, let's tick off all the Christmas ones, because there's a lot that goes on in December. They just bloody chuck them in. Right, Christmas Eve. Now, as someone who's 18, Christmas Eve has always been quite legendary for me. You know, the excitement, the eagerness. Usually Christmas Eve is better than Christmas Day, because the anticipation of how great Christmas Day is going to be. For parents, it's probably a very stressful day. It can be hit or miss. So I'm going to have to say it has its moments, because some Christmas Eves can be truly magical. Others can just fall flat and be stressful and just a nightmare, really. So that's why I'm going to have at the moment. Christmas Day has got to be legendary. I mean, it's got 25 days of hype and build-up. Imagine if there was an Advent to Easter. Like, no one would bother with that, would they? I think Christmas has its faults. You know, what once was quite like a thing of, oh, let's bring family together and have this nice moment is commercialised, capitalist, like, the commercial side of Christmas, we all have views about the Christmas songs that you got in here 700 times, because there's only like 10 that exist. All the fears of like, oh, who do I buy for what, and what do they get, you know, who don't I buy, you know, the stress of getting all the family, but when you're there, it's great, having everyone together, it gives you an excuse to hang out with people that maybe you don't usually. And I think about Christmas Day, at the end of the year, it'd be quite like a drab way to go out, really. Boxing Day's legendary, because it's like Christmas Day without any of the stress. You just let loose. Some Boxing Days you just spend on your own, and that's usually better, because you don't have to deal with the bloody family the whole day. Or it's just an excuse for a piss-up, so legendary. Easiest legendary I've ever given. New Year's Eve is also legendary. It's basically just Boxing Day Part 2, but more extreme. I think people do go a bit over the top with New Year's Eve. Oh, like batting pots and pans together. Like, it's not that big of a deal. It's just another day at the end of the day. But I think it can be fun if you've got people to celebrate it. I think just spending New Year's Eve alone. New Year's Day is dreadful. New Year's Day feels like Sunday night when you realise that Christmas is over. The decorations have got to come down. And it's just miserable because you're going back to normal day life in a couple of days, and it's just that realisation. You also get a roast dinner usually on New Year's Day, at least we do, and it's never as good as Christmas dinner. It's like the BTEC version. The whole thing's just a bit miserable, really. Okay, Valentine's Day. Now, Valentine's Day, I feel similarly about Mother's Day. If you have a partner and you only are nice to them and buy them gifts one day of the year, why do you need a specific day to go and buy them something? You should just buy them something because you like them whenever, right? And I'm sure people do. And it's an excuse, I guess. It has its moments, fine. But for me, I just think, don't ask someone out on Valentine's Day, because you're going to either ruin the day forever, or it just looks incredibly cringe. Just do it today. Just go out and do it. Don't wait until Valentine's Day. Just take the shot, mate. That's what I'd say to you. If you get rejected on Valentine's Day, you're going to remember that for the rest of your life. Overall, it has its moments. You know. Remembrance Day. Well, I've got to put that in legendary, haven't I? Imagine me coming on it. No, it's dreadful Remembrance Day. We should stop remembering the veterans. You know, what's the point of that? No, obviously it's going in legendary. I do find it funny that we do only spend like a minute being silent. Oh, the veterans. Weren't they great, beating the Nazis and all that? And then to move on with our lives. People should take more time to pay attention. Okay, Red Nose Day. Red Nose Days fell off, man. It's a waste of time for me these days. I can't be bothered with Red Nose Day. I think it's... I mean, have you seen what they've done with the noses? They're not even rubber anymore. I mean, getting your blind bag noses from Sainsbury's was like half of the fun. Now they just look crap. I can't say it's a waste of time, really, because it's for a good cause, but I don't care. Nowadays, what's the point? Comic Relief is not as good anymore. I don't know if I've just got older, but nah, waste of time. Children in Need. Look, there's questions about how much this money really goes to, and there's always questions about children in need. But I do like Puggsy the Bear, So I'm going to say it has its moments and leave you with that. It's St. Patrick's Day. I'm not Irish. The reason... There's going to be people in the comments who are going to be like, oh, where's Passover, where's Ramadan, where's Diwali on this. I can't talk about religious holidays that I've never celebrated. I can't rank St. Patrick's Day. NA. St. George's Day, I'm going to call it a waste of time. And I'm going to have certain people at my guns to that. And I'm not saying it for the reasons you think I'm saying it. I just think, do you only need one day a year to be patriotic? It's just an excuse for a piss up, really. Like, it's like, oh, let's go out. Yeah, we love our country. Like, you could say that every other week, and people do. I think a lot of us have got embarrassed by St. George. You never see a big fuss about it, do you? It's weird. I think some of us are just, like, a bit over, like, yeah, we love ourselves, Halloween. Now, I think Halloween's dreadful, not because I think it's some worshipping of the devil or something we'd call into witches and religious people, some of them believe, but it's more because I think it's really funny that we teach kids, don't knock on strangers' doors, and then there's a whole holiday about how you knock on random people's doors in the hopes of treat. No one ever does a trick either. What's the point of a day where you ask trick or treat and there's only one answer you're going to get? It's a pointless question. I've got to put that out there. I think Halloween's dreadful. I think we need to bin it off. But I think it's the one day of the year where like people who like to dress unconventionally can get away with it, and you can be whatever you want. And okay, the expressionism is cool, I guess you could argue that also. Who cares what people think? If you want to wear a Halloween costume all year round, bloody do it and own it. So I'm going to say dreadful. Okay, now we've got April Fool's Day. Legendary. Now, April Fool's Day is a day you can only celebrate for half the day because some Grinch came along and said it's got to end at 12 o'clock, which is bad luck. I broke a mirror and had an umbrella on inside, and I've had bad things happen, but nothing too severe, so I didn't believe in that crap. But, good April Fool's joke is great. I think people do take it too far, doing absurd things to just fool people. April Fools! But I've been guilty of doing it. We've all been guilty. It's brilliant when you get people and you fail. It's just good. It's just fun. And it's finding a creative way. I've done a few April Fool's videos on this channel, and they went down quite well every time I did it. Okay, Bonfire Night has its moments, I'm going to say. Look, Bonfire Night is one of the things, like, if you're doing a bonfire in your back garden, it's kind of funny, you set off, like, the Facebook, going, the wildlife are going to go crazy. Just for that alone. But then there's the people who, like, go too far. If you're doing Bonfire Night a few days before and you're setting off fireworks every night, you get a grip. I'd rather go see an actual display, but some of the display are quite cool. I think fireworks in general are overrated. And there are genuine concerns that come around fireworks. I don't want to go on popping bubbles that people have, obviously. And are they really that important? I don't know. No, I'm moving down to waste of time. I don't care. A holiday that I've got is your birthday, which is obviously legendary because I'm incredibly arrogant. A whole day about you. How can that not be the top? It's the only day where people, like, Mother's Day, you're sharing it with other mums. Same with Father's Day, St. Patrick's Day, the whole of Ireland, St. George's Day, the whole of England, right? You're sharing the birthday, unless you're twins or triplets, I guess. And I guess other people do have the same birthday as you, but it's very unlikely that you're going to know them enough for it to spoil it. It's great, your birthday, isn't it? And yeah, I've had bad ones, we all have. But I don't care. So see, I've got some holidays that I like, and some that I don't like, right? I'm not the Grinch. Anyway, this is quite, a silly kind of video. I did a lot of, like, political-based videos last year, and I do want to do that, but it just gets depressing going into the politics stuff, especially the state of the world. Like, it's just hard to be in that late. I like to do more fun stuff, I think, where it can't get as heated, and it's just all fun to do, so yeah. But I'll see you lot soon. I've got a new song coming out Friday, by the way.